Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio. Is anybody at the office now? We got like half your Richland staff here.
Nobody show up for about 30 minutes.
That's right. Freddie Sosa with Richland joining us here. And introduce the staff you brought with us today.
I got 3 of my team captains. I got Johnny Alvidres, Scott Gilmore, and Martin Hernandez.
All right. So if all the bosses are here, is it like bedlam at the store right now? Or
I can only hope.
Rest of y'all get to work just because all the bosses are here. I mean, y'all get to, you better leave them some burritos, by the way.
The cool thing is my guys are real good about showing up about 20 minutes, 15 minutes late. So, but we'll probably all still beat them there.
They're all like, we get to sleep in. Yeah. Well, of course, we live in a fun world right now. And unfortunately, yourself and, car dealers across the country are just taking a beating over the last year here with COVID. Making supply and demand, we'll just say tricky. Yeah. But in all fairness, it's created unique opportunities for a lot of people too, and you guys have been really able to take advantage of some of that stuff. For people that are looking to get rid of vehicles pre-owned and buy other vehicles. I mean, you're getting a lot of value out of your trade-ins and stuff right now, and so there's actually, if you know if you play it right, this is a really good time to buy a car if you're, if the situation's right for it.
Well, and you're right. And what's happening now is it's caused us to get better at the things that we kind of just took for granted. Yeah. And used cars being one of them. I mean, we always thought we have a bunch of used cars, we'll sell them as they come in. But now we've had to come up with strategies every single day of how to make sure what we're doing with our used cars is profitable and keeps units moving, because right now, it's just about all we got.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. How does this impact, like the manufacturers, your Dodges, your GMCs, your Chevys? Because obviously they make their money selling new cars to you guys. How does that work? And are they just eating losses here with vehicles sitting in warehouses waiting on chips and stuff? I mean, I don't know how much of that you get at your level at the dealership, but. I mean, are the companies gonna? I mean, they got to be taking huge losses for this stuff, right?
I don't know about losses. The General Motors and even Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep are still having year-over-year improvement, just like we are.
Sure.
We've just had to get better. Why it was hard.
Sure.
And like General Motors, I mean, you see it right now with any manufacturer. There's little to no rebates on these cars because. Now you don't need a price to be able to talk someone into buying a car. It's more of a supply and demand kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So these guys deal with it.
So they can still sell. It's just the matter of time before they can, people are ordering product and buying. It's just, getting it delivered is a little tricky because of the chip situation, I guess. So, okay. But like I said, this creates the whole new market with the used car side here. And, so like late model cars, like your 2020s and 20, that are technically now used.
So what are some of the cars we have on the lot right now?
We've got a 2019 Denali with 7,800 miles.
That's practically brand new.
Yeah. And
18 Sierra SLT with only 14,000 miles.
Again, just getting warmed up. And you always hear the sayings. Let someone else pay the sticker price. Oh, well, technically that's all been taken care of now. So you're getting good value for your purchases too. You get more money for your trade-ins when you trade in, but you're also getting good value for your purchases too.
There's a lot of times where Martin, Scott, and Johnny, where they're on the phones talking to customers and say, "Hey, why don't you just give us an opportunity to look at what your trade would be worth?" And in some of these instances, it's worth more than what they paid for it when they bought it 3 years ago. I mean. 2 years ago.
Depending on financing and things and all of that, you're absolutely right here. So and I've always said this: people that look at cars for as a financial, like it's not an investment like a house. Okay, a car is just not. It's a tool we need to live and do things with. Now, granted, it's probably one of the most expensive tools you buy in your lifetime, but it is still. You know what I mean? Unless you're buying old classic Corvettes and things like it, things that were put on this earth long before we were, then you're not looking at a car as a financial investment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're looking at it as a tool to do what you need to do.
Exactly.
And so that being said, if you've got a tool in your house right now and you're paying whatever your car payments are on it, and you, like I said, with the trade-in and all that, you could actually come in, even though you're still paying on it, depending, this is where Freddie and all these guys can tell you for sure when they sit down with you and crunch the numbers. But in actuality, if you have a trade-in, you're making payments, if the car's worth more, you could actually trade it in, get a car just as nice, and drop your payments probably $100, $200. You know what I mean? Those kind of things are out there happening right now just because the weird way trade-in values and just the lay of the land right now.
There's lots of stuff like that happening every single day. I mean, we talk with these guys a lot about, hey, just sit down and talk to your customer and ask them what their situation is, because a lot of the times people aren't just showing up just trying to buy a car. They're trying to fix something that they got themselves into.
Sure. And
through the purchase of buying the car, they can fix. They can figure some stuff out.
Absolutely. Like if you're in a deal right now and you're paying $500 a month for a car payment, you're like, man, this is eating all my, go in, you trade in, you're like, oh man. So now I found a car that I love that's just as good. I'm paying $300 a month on it instead of $500. And guess what? Now I got $200 a month extra to go pay those other bills and take care of the other things I've got to take care of. So.
Well, just picture this. Let's say you have $10,000 in equity on your trade-in already, right? And you're thinking about borrowing money to do an addition on your house. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your interest rate when you go to borrow money from the bank on a signature loan? 7-8%.
Right.
When you can take that equity out when you purchase a car, we can cut you a check back, and opposed to paying 7 or 8%, you're paying 2%.
Nice
on a loan, and still taking the equity that you had before you started,
sure,
and keeping it. I mean, and when I talk about situations, that's the situations we're talking about.
Absolutely, yeah. And sometimes, just depending on what's going on, so sit down, talk with any of the staff here, and they'll be happy to kind of work that situation with you and say, you know what, you're right, we can do better than that, or not too. I mean, you guys have always been honest and upfront with people. They're going to crunch the numbers, saying, look, it's not ready yet, it's not there. But here's the other thing too. I know you guys work with people like that. So if you got people that are kind of iffy on their credit, or they're like one or two things they need to do before they're really in the window where they qualify for these things, you guys work with people all the time on that. It's like, all right, we can't get you in this today, but guess what? Let's do this, this, and this. Come see me in 6 months, and then we got you. You know what I mean? And that's something you do with customers all the time. And I know usually, like when we talk, when you come in, we always want to stress the service after the sale part. But that's all part of that too. That's part of that brand, because hopefully you're working with them and say, hey, we got you. Yeah, it took us a while to get you in, but now we got you in. You're in for life, because now that we've given you that opportunity to be on your own 2 feet and afford a car, and in essence, you're helping people with their credit problems by giving them a plan to fix it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and that service after the sale is something that is harder to train than it is to sell a car.
Right.
Like, Martin, you've been in the business for how long now?
26 years.
Okay, and so Martin's a prime example of someone who does service after the sale very, very well, and 26 years of continued business in Roswell, New Mexico. I mean, he wouldn't still be and being as successful as he has if he doesn't do it.
So if you got customers that, I don't know, say 20 years ago you sold them a car and they've been buying cars for you for the last 20 some years.
We inherit whole families.
Yeah, you get that. That's what Richland strives for. At the end of the day, it's that thing. You come. It's kind of like I don't know. We got a bunch of guys in here. When you go to the barber shop with your dad for the first time, you know what I mean. You kind of get in there, and it's kind of like, all right, welcome to the guy zone. Come sit down and learn the ways of a man. It's kind of that. I mean, it's all in that. Where families and you say, my dad bought a car here, my grandson's buying a car.
Well, Martin
it's the same tradition.
A customer that came in and bought a car from just the other day, and one of them was for the son who, when we first when we first got him as a customer, he was 6 or 7.
And I still have a picture of him.
And yeah, and then so he's in here purchasing a truck on his own, about to have a baby.
Nice.
And our relationship with him started when he was like 6 or 7 years old. And there's countless stories like that. And it's cool.
Yeah, that's and that's what you guys have been striving for long. And I know people are like, well, Richland's only been around. We're with the deserts on it's the people. Sure the name has changed here in the last couple of years, but a lot of the people are the people that.
Yeah. So Johnny, how long have you been with us now?
About 3 years.
And Scott?
Yeah.
Same.
So both of these guys started about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And are just now getting into the point of where they're getting tons and tons of repeat business and those referrals. It's just like real estate. I mean, if you're willing to invest your time, in the long run, it'll pay out.
Well, I imagine like you guys, I mean, now you're in the management side, so you're working up pretty quickly here, but I would imagine it, like when you guys started a couple years ago versus now, you kind of get that where you see, it's like, no, this isn't like buying or selling someone a TV or something. It's like, all right, you got your TV, I'll probably never see that guy again. You know what I mean? Where you get it. It's like, oh, okay, you bought your first Jeep with me, or you bought your first Ram pickup here, and it's people get brand loyalty in that, but also I'd say the brand loyalty comes because of you guys. They may come in the door because like I love Ram pickups, or I love Jeeps, but let's face it, if they could come in there and you guys treat them like a jerk, they could go to the next town over and go.
The brand
get a
loyalty
Jeep
is
or
only
something,
as good as the loyalty they have with the salesman that
exactly.
they have.
So and I imagine you guys kind of learn that, it's like, oh, okay. Because, I think all of us, because there's a stigma, when you look at just certain positions and professions, people think, oh, this is the mindset. And car salesmen, it's like, oh, they're, shoot, the one of the car companies, they make fun of one of these like Carvana, one of the internet companies. It was kind of how they do with the car salesman, like up your back and all. That's the image that they portray out there, and for rightly so. There's a lot of salespeople that do that, but you guys, you take that and you would, I'd say have fun with that, but it's really a different experience. You go in, it's like, yeah, we want to sell you a car. If you want someone to hold your hand through everything of it and tell you about, we're going to do that. But at the same time, we're not going to be like up your tail trying to get,
Well, and when you talk about that stigma, like Johnny's a prime example of someone like that. So Johnny's family's been on the sales side of car business for how long has your dad been doing this?
Almost 20 years now.
20 years, right? And it took some conversation with Johnny to get him to jump in to the sales side. He was on the service side of a car dealership for years. And it was a lot of it had to do with stigmas.
You don't feel comfortable. It's like, dude, I don't want to go up.
Now, thinking back of it now, do you wish you would have done it sooner?
I would have done it 15 years ago.
Yeah.
When I started in parts.
But here's the same token, but your experience, I imagine your experience in service. Obviously with your dad, you probably grew up in the car industry, but your experience over there probably makes you a better salesperson now, if that makes sense.
100% does.
You know what I mean? Because I think, like you said, I wish I did it 15 years ago, but I think in honesty, because you did it that way, I think it makes you better now because now you have an idea what goes on over there, which, and so when your customers come to you and it's like, I'm not saying, you don't know your service department, everyone does, but you go, the ins and outs. So when your customer's like, all right, bring it in for your oil change and come on now, talk to this guy, do this and and you got the ins and outs, but that experience has helped you there. I think,
it has.
So it's trust me. I know you're saying I wish I did this, but all of it, it's like and I've learned this as now I'm getting older. As you get older, when you're young, you don't necessarily put it together, but as you're getting older, it's like, remember that crappy job I did there? It actually made me better here, and so it's life, man. You just getting better at it. So I know I get what you're saying, man. I wish I made that big bank the first time, but I think you're making better now because you did that then. Like if you didn't do that and you're doing the sale, maybe you don't have the success you're having now.
Yeah, there's a lot of relationships I built, like working in the parts department and service department too. That's helped me out.
Absolutely, yeah. Knowing people very much can help out there. especially if you're trying to pull a favor or pull something that's out of protocol. And, your buddy, it's all easy to get a buddy to help you out versus a guy that you ticked off 2 hours ago.
Well, and me and Johnny and Martin, we're from Roswell. Like this, we've grown up here.
Sure.
So, but then you have the whole different aspect of Scott, who's not from Roswell, had to start fresh. And like when we started, at least we knew people in the community that we can reach out. And Scott's came into Roswell and really done a real good job, not knowing anybody, but building a clientele off of nothing. Because at least when we started, we had friends and family.
Sure, you call a buddy and help save you bacon a little bit.
Yeah, hey dude, I'm just sitting here not doing anything. My boss is staring at me.
Right, I need a life raft here.
Yeah, Scott didn't have those people to start. So when he started, it was all about him just putting his face in front of people.
Sure.
Completely fresh.
Yeah, completely fresh. And to do a good job at that is a different challenge than what we had coming up in the car business.
Yeah.
And a different era too.
Yeah, a whole different era.
Well, and to be honest, because of cars today versus cars 30 years ago, I mean, you almost have a degree to understand how, you know what I mean? It's
well,
like,
Martin's the oldest guy in the dealership.
Yeah.
But knows more about any of the cars that we have. Yeah, on the technology side. And so it's impressive.
30 years ago, you ain't talking about Bluetooth and this and that.
I had roll-up windows. If it had cruise control.
Yeah.
Now it's a completely different style.
Well, I mean, but even then, like the service part, because like you sell a customer a car, you hand them the keys, everyone's like, I think I can figure the turn signal out, buddy. I think I know how the lock works, Nowadays, it's like, all right, how do I pair my phone? How do I access? And it's easy once you learn it, but once you sit down and to do it for that first time, so, as salespeople, you have to learn all that.
Martin, after we sell a car, how long do you spend outside with the customer trying to ensure that they understand?
Over an hour, and I leave them my card.
Good deal.
To return. Yeah, I think car sales is 5%, 95% is customer service.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, with more features, there's a bit of a learning curve to learn how to use all these features and understand how they work and everything else. And yeah, it's fun, but yeah, that's a different thing too. Before it's literally people walk up, kick the tires, and if it didn't fall off, you're like, that's a good car.
That's the old term, kicking tires. But now the technology in your Cadillacs, Escalades, Super Cruise, everything else, you can't just kick a tire.
I'm kind of curious. Do you guys get? I mean, based on the ages and of the customer clientele, does it, like, if you get more older folks like myself here and everything? I mean, they are used to more of the traditional car buying experience, maybe less online and less computers and more face-to-face and walking the lot, versus younger folks and families who are more accepting of technology. And most of them, they're like, dude, I've been at the website for 2 days. I've got this. I know this. I mean, does that change y'all's game as salespeople, kind of looking at the customer? It's like, okay, this one's more computer savvy. I'm going to have to go tech with them. All right, this one's old school. We're going to have to be, through the more modern stuff. I mean, does that change how you guys do stuff some today, depending on
quite a bit
your customer base, whether it's more, we'll just call us seasoned versus our younger folks?
Seasoned.
You'd be surprised how many people do their research before they come, no matter the age group. So, I mean, you'll have somebody that hasn't bought a new car, but they know everything about them by the time they get there,
Sure.
Yeah.
They start telling you stuff about the car.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
That's
like,
when you know.
Yeah. Like, okay, I think I got it. But in here, again, whether you have technology as a good thing or a bad thing in your life, it does not matter. And know that if you are looking for a vehicle, especially if you're looking for pre-owned right now, regardless of how comfortable you feel walking lots or searching computer databases or coming into to the dealership or any of that, the staff at Richland will work with you through every step of that process. If they need to go out to you and deliver a car or sign some contracts, we'll make that happen. If you We're like, no, I want to sit down in your office and shake your hand and stare at you in the eye when I'm signing this contract. No problem. We could do that too. But and the same thing with the buying process. If you want to bring the car looking because you can't get out, no problem. If you want to do that, you want to do your online thing and then come down and take your test drives, kind of a hybrid of doing it, or the old school. I'm going to come down here and walk the lot and kick every tire in this building and see what's going on. Richland can do all of that stuff for you. Whatever feels comfortable for you on that. Technology can be your friend, and they can do even stuff signing and sign it, all that stuff. They can make it as hassle-free as possible for you.
We can. That's the coolest part now is now Tom, our finance manager, can actually just send an email with the portions of the paperwork that you need to sign, and then the salesman just show up with 2 or 3 bits of paperwork and it's done.
Yeah.
It takes, this is the fastest you being able to agree to numbers and be out of the dealership than it's ever been because of technology.
Absolutely.
That was the customer's biggest complaint is just how long it would take at the dealership.
Sure.
And we've been able to speed that process up quite a bit. The fact that we're in teams now speeds that process up. Each one of these guys captain a team with 2 other people on them. And that's what their job is. Their job is to facilitate and make sure that the customer's car buying experience is fast, thorough, and they're getting all their answers.
Yeah.
Questions answered.
That's and to be honest, it can be as fast as you want it or slow. Because some people, I get it. Some people are like,
some people
I
don't
don't want
want
to rush. I'm spending $30,000. I want it. No problem. If you want to slow it down, like it's your pace. That's how I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
If you're like, no, I want the least pain, I just want to get in, get out, and do as minimal. We can expedite that, no problem. But if you're that first time buyer, and like, I want to go over every little line of this contract, I want to understand every bit of it, no problem. So, if you're thinking, I don't want to go through the hassle, headache, I don't want to, because I get it, you buy, I get it. You go to buy the car, and the mindset is, all right, it's Saturday morning, we're going to go out the car. We ain't seeing the house till 6 o'clock tonight on this. You know what I mean? It's just that all. Nowadays, you're like, go in, 8 a.m., I was out at the lot there, and I found a vehicle. I bought the thing, and I was driving it home by 11. You know what I mean? That's how it is today, and that's.
Well, we don't just want to be your salesman. We want to be your friends.
Yeah. Oh, and it's the service after that, because I know, like I said, with my Jeep, now granted, I was still under Desert Sundays, but same deal
guys.
here. Yeah, same people. Malcolm's, who's my sales, I get an email from him, every time it's due an oil change or anytime there's something going on at Richland. It is that constant contact and reminder and constant relationship. Exactly. That's because let's face it, you buy a car or a new car or new to you, certainly with the used car, you want to take care of it. That's the thing. And with the champion, the brand champion program, it literally makes it easy. You don't, the days of I haven't changed the oil in 10 years on this car should be gone, because Richland can literally say, no, hey, you're a brand champion. It's time to get your oil change. Come on down. Let's schedule the appointment. Oh, by the way, you're going to save a ton of money doing this. And, and depending on, first time, free oil. It's all part of that. And then and then, say you want to customize and things. Obviously, pickup truck owners, certainly Jeep owners, that's something they love to customize. Addition, you get discounts on parts and stuff. You had a bad day and, tires blow and things like that happen. Discounts on all that, help with that. Loaner rides. All that's part of the brand champion. So we talk about service after the sale. Yeah. The day that you drove off the lot with that car, that's the beginning. That's not the end. That's the beginning. And that's because, like we've said 100 times, they didn't want to sell you that Denali today. They do. But when after 10, 20 years, whenever that Denali's run its course and you're ready for another vehicle, they want you to come back and buy another Denali or Jeep or whatever you're into at that moment. So that's the idea. And so come see the lot. Come check it out.
Remember, this weekend we have our big end of summer clearance event.
Yeah.
So this weekend on Saturday we're gonna have, what's that coffee truck's name? we're gonna have a coffee food truck out.
Okay.
Out there in the morning. He's gonna be making a bunch of coffee and stuff for us. We're gonna be giving away a bunch of summer gifts, grills, cornhole boards. If you want to throw cornhole against Johnny or Scott for a discount, they're up to their game. I'm just saying, these guys are lethal.
How good are they at cornhole?
I mean,
You guys like?
I'm picking one of them to be on my team.
Okay.
He's confident enough to give a discount if we lose.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got some cornhole skill.
Yeah. So, but we're also giving away a custom-made Richland motor cornhole set.
Okay.
That's going to be one of our grand prize win things. A bunch of low gifts. We this COVID has sucked, and we know it. But I mean, we got just summer's over, and it's coming to an end. But we're holding on to it as much as we can.
Absolutely. But the real advantage here is now's the time to come and get these vehicles. Like you said, they want to get these vehicles sold and get them into the hands of the customers and to the drivers. So we really would love to, which means that they're going to be making deals this weekend. So please come out. I say this weekend right now through the week. They're out here doing it. So, I mean, if you want to hold out for some of the cool, fun stuff on Saturday, please do. But if you need a vehicle, don't wait till then. Come on down, and then come Saturday and just hang out and eat food. And
because you don't have to be there to win the prizes, but just come down. It's going to be fun.
We'll put your name early.
There you go. We'll make sure you get the name. But if you're not free till Saturday, then come on down and see us this weekend out at Richland. Is the sales and everything at both the GM and the Dodge, or just at the Dodge?
This is just at the GM store.
Okay, the GM store.
This is just at the GM store. We do have access to their inventory, so whatever, come on down. We'll help you out there too.
So if there's something over there that's striking your fancy, we can get a guy bring it over for you.
Someone will be there to help you out.
I know a guy. He'll bring it over for you.
But we're lucky. We have one of the bigger used car inventories in southeastern New Mexico right now.
Yeah.
Between us and our Dodge store, so there's going to be plenty of vehicles for you to look at.
Absolutely.
We have a large selection of half-ton trucks, which is very rare right now. So
yeah, I imagine they are hard to get a hold of once you get a hold of them, and once they go, they don't hang around very long.
Yeah, so some
especially with the mileage we have on them right now.
Yeah, everything's low miles.
Oh yeah, good deal.
It's great.
And that's the thing with those big trucks. I mean, any vehicle really, but people drive those things for 300,000 miles. I mean, so you got 18,000 on it. That's just getting it started, man. That's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's barely breaking it in. So come on and it's like getting a new vehicle with thousands less than what it was when it was new. Yeah. Only difference. And any updates in the service departments? Anything other than come on down that we want to let folks know about?
We got I don't want to necessarily call him a tech, but he used to be our service manager, Ed Hancock, who just came back on with us.
Okay.
And he's giving us one of his biggest assets, which is his mind, because this guy can take apart a General Motors vehicle and put it back together.
Nice.
And
Sleep.
And it's
Nice.
like, this is how much knowledge this gentleman has. And he's come back to work for us, and he is helping us bring up some of this new talent we have and get them trained. And
Gotcha.
so it's probably one of the better rehires we've had in a long time, because he's coming back in and helping us with just bringing up some of these young guys that we have and teaching them. And
so he's like a GM Yoda.
Yeah.
Maybe a little taller. But
He is taller, but just
not green.
He's a bit of a guru.
Yeah.
Nice. That's great.
I mean, he's a...
Well, you can't replace, or you can't. That's the most valuable thing, is when you've got someone who's got that wisdom and experience, and they're willing to
Sit there and
meticulate that down to the younger up and coming staff. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably the most exciting news we have right now in our service department.
It sounds
just
awesome.
Because, like, there shouldn't be anything we can't figure out
Gotcha.
now, because this guy is better than a General Motors computer.
You've got the Dr. House of GM mechanics.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
But people watch House, if you remember that show,
Yeah.
House. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I do. That was a good
it
show.
was a great show. Basically, he was a doctor that got all the weird cases.
Yeah.
He was a real jerk, so I'm sure this guy's way nicer in House, but he's like,
I think they know it.
but, we'll call him Mechanic House. How about that?
He's gonna have a new name today, and he's gonna be, why is everyone calling me House?
Awesome. Did we forget anything? Is there anything we missed?
I don't think so. We appreciate you having us on this morning.
Anytime, and I know you guys are coming back on Friday.
We're gonna come back on Friday,
and just to remind folks and come on out. But folks, if you need a vehicle, trust me, come on down, talk to these guys. I don't care what you're looking for. Even if you're like, man, I want to get something new, I want to do this. Talk to them. Maybe we can order something here. But like I said, if you got a vehicle that maybe you're like wanting to lower payments and you want to do, and you got a late model, or you've got a pre-owned vehicle, and you're just like, I'm having trouble affording this right now. I want to do something better here, or you know what, I sure would like to figure out a way to make these payments less or something like that. Please come talk to the folks at Richland. Let's see. Who knows? They could put you in another vehicle that is be nicer than what you got now and cheaper.
Yeah.
Which is, I know, really, yeah, right. But no, that's the
You never
world
know
we
till
live
you
in.
try.
We live in the world right now. You could actually get a vehicle that's nicer than what you're currently driving, and you're paying less for it right now just because it's a wacky world, man. Come on down. Take advantage of it. So,
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you, guys. I'm sure the building's about to be on fire because all the management's here, so we'll let you guys get back there.
Well, good deal. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you, Mike.
Hopefully they saved you some breakfast sandwiches or something when you got there. You can eat up all the burritos or something. So.
Well, breakfast don't get there until Martin does. So.
Very good. So you take breakfast with you. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right, 7:50.